Hello. In this short video, I'm going to start talking about a new project that Arion Games has got going. We've got a lot going on at the moment. This is going to be quite a slow project. It's really going to sort of come to fruition in a year and a half, something like that. So we're not rushing it. But I want to do something I've not really done before, which is almost design the game in public, in the open. So I'm going to do fairly regular videos where we post more information, both myself and co-authors, about the game, what is going to be in it. Hopefully going to get some actual play sessions, some demonstrations. There's going to be a lot out there as we develop the game. So it's not going to be suddenly released. It will be sort of put across, and things may change. So we may do a video about one element, and by the time it gets to release, that's changed. That's game design for you. So what is Maelstrom Prophecy? Well, as you will almost certainly know, many years ago, this was published, and many years ago, albeit sometime later, Arion Games got the right to republish Maelstrom, and it is a fantastic game, still incredibly well regarded. And because Alex didn't want me to reproduce the Tudor setting, we then turned it into Maelstrom Doomsday. Now, many of you will have played Maelstrom Doomsday, many of you will know what Maelstrom Doomsday is. And for some time, I've had a real desire to turn this fantastic system into a fantasy game. But I didn't want it just to be a standard dwarves, elves, halflings, fighting dragons, orcs, goblins, etc. fantasy game. I wanted it to be something quite different, something very specific. Maelstrom Doomsday is a very specific game. You are a certain thing, you are doing a certain thing, it has a certain feel. And I wanted that specificity in this new game, in this fantasy game. So it's going to be Maelstrom Doomsday, but fantasy. Now, the campaign is going to be a fixed length campaign. So the prophecy in the title refers to something, an apocalypse that's going to hit the country where the characters live. And they are prophesized to be the ones who are potentially going to stop this. Now, that's quite a common theme in fantasy gaming, in fantasy literature. But the thing is that the GM will know the length of the campaign, the players will not. So they won't know how long the campaign is going to last. Now, there's going to be a defined setting as well. So there will be a defined setting with towns and cities and geography and history and so on that the campaign will be set in. There are going to be four, included in the book, four specific ends, four specific apocalypses that are going to strike this country. And they are going to influence how the campaign runs. And this campaign is going to be generational. So very much like in Maelstrom Doomsday, and I suppose going further back, something like Pendragon. The chances are that the character you start with is not going to be the character who fulfills the prophecy. So it's not just about your character. And I know a lot of games today are about character builds and optimization and building up. And there are, the classic D&D is Zero Tier, where you start with an inexperienced nobody and you end up saving the world. Great. And that's brilliant. And I wrote a campaign for Savage Worlds like that not too long ago. But this is going to be different. This is going to be about you and your colleagues, and it is going to be about your family. So there is going to be a space on the character sheet for a family tree, because the family tree is important. So we're going to have life path character creation, very much like in Doomsday, and you create a random character, and that might be a young, inexperienced character. It might be an older, much more experienced character. But like in Doomsday, the younger characters are going to have room to grow into the campaign. The older characters are going to start aging, or may even have started aging by the time players started, and they're on that downward slope. So you're going to have a mix of experienced and non-experienced characters. And like Doomsday, at any one time throughout the campaign, you're going to have that random mix. It's not going to be everyone starts inexperienced and gets better and better and better. It is going to be all sorts of mixes of characters at the start and mixes of characters at the end. Now, we are going to put some game-specific mechanics into it. And we've got a lot of this sketched out. But the plan is, over the coming year or so, to do pretty regular videos. I can do one every couple of weeks, maybe, talking about the latest developments. And this is going to be, I think, a fairly hefty book, because there are going to be the 4 endings. There is going to be the full setting in there. But the way it will work is that if you play through the full campaign with one particular ending, then if you play through one of the other endings, that will feel very different, because the ending will have events that happen all the way through. So you might have a campaign the GM decides is going to last 70 years. So that's 70 sessions. Now, the players don't know that. And then there will be events that happen throughout those 70 years that will change the setting as it leads towards that ending. So if you play through another campaign, you play that, you finish it, brilliant, you really enjoy it, you do another one, and the GM decides this one's only going to be 50 years, then if there's a different ending, the setting starts to change within a few years of the start because of the specific ending. Okay, so it will mean that with the 4 endings in the book, you can play 4 campaigns, each that are probably going to take a couple of years to play through. But there's also going to be guidance in there for making your own endings. So I realise that I've not really said anything specific about the setting details or whatever. Those will come in later videos. This is really just an introduction of what to expect in the near future. And hopefully that has piqued your interest, and look out for the next video.